Welcome to Volatility 411 for Equity Armor Investments. I am Joe Tigay on the floor of the Cboe in the VIX pit where we have another expiration for October. October expired 1378. Yeah, that's a pretty low VIX considering how much October was moving around. Of course, we were over 20 recently. A huge smackdown in volatility as the market rushed back up to 3,000. Behind me in the VIX pit currently, where we got 50-cent increase in the spot cash. We're at 14.15, but the future for November came in already at 17. We're not seeing a lot of movement there, so people are already pressing a big increase in volatility in November. It'll be interesting to watch to see how that plays out. Will the VIX come up to meet it, or will the future come down to meet that? Interesting to see what happens. Behind me in the VIX pit, last week we saw a lot of call activity in November. People were very interested in playing for the upside in November. Maybe that's why the future is so bid, as we said. Now, what's going on in the market? Why is volatility so low? To me, we're seeing a lot of the same. Not much has changed. Last week, of course, we had the big trade announcement deal. That wasn't really a trade announcement deal. We also had a Brexit announcement, which to me made Brexit more likely rather than less likely, but apparently the market's liking all of that. And of course, the market's also being distracted by Washington, D.C. All that's going on, none of that's changed, but for some reason, volatility is much lower. To me, the biggest difference that's happened recently is QE. That's added a lot of liquidity into the bond market. Of course, that liquidity is playing out into the equity market, and the market seems to really like that. And that's, to me, that's why we're seeing a lower VIX, and that makes a lot of sense. Also out there, of course, we're right at this 3,000 area. If we were unable to get that, I think the market could again want to test those lows. How fast that happens, what kind of bad news could make that play out? Of course, we're into earnings season. We're seeing some mixed economic data. If the consumer were to falter, I think the market might get nervous about what's coming up in 2020. For Equity Armor Investments, I'm Joe Tigay.